together, a big coalition of civil society and citizens who are together. First of all, let me start by saying a good morning to you, lawyer, and how are you?
Yeah, morning, Senator. I'm okay. It's great.
Well, yesterday there was a big press conference. So to have big men like you join much more bigger civil society organizations for a citizens movement of sorts. Exactly what was this about? Explain to us.
Okay, so the theory is that we must be citizens, not spectators. So to be citizens and not spectators, it means that if anything is going wrong, citizens have to stand up and say something. So if you see something, say something. Or see something, say something, whichever, the shorter version or the longer one. So that's the whole idea. And it's common knowledge that our governance is really sinking. It's sinking and sinking day in, day out. So it's about time citizens came together. You see, it's not as if citizens haven't done much over the years. But you see that it's been more or less on individual basis, organizational basis. Yes, once in a while, citizens have come together to, fight a common cause. You remember Galamsey, the sacking of the Auditor General, and so on and so forth. But we've seen from experience that it's good we form a standing army. So this is more like a standing army. So meaning that this body would fight constantly on the issues of governance and all the ills on our society. That will help us. I mean, we are all witnesses to what is happening in the system. You've seen the economic mismanagement that has led us back to the IMF. You've seen the failure to fight corruption. Have you seen the recent expose we did on Newsfile on the 12th of June about the Northern Development Authority, the CEO, doctoring and doubling contracts? Mr. Smiler Abdul Rahman, he and his assistant, Patrick, and then this is Kpebu. So many. And also even this is a story that touches the chief of staff. Senator, this is a story that touches the chief of staff, then this coordinator at the Jubilee House, Napaga Tia Sulemana, the vice president, the president. This is one story that their appointee is stealing money, and yet they are quiet for about 6 months. I mean, Senator, how bad can it get? Yeah, appointee, we've blown alarm that look, the appointee is about to steal money. 6 months, nothing is being done. So you see that this is something that Samson and I have been fighting. And of course, you see Kpebu is also joined the trading guide. You see they've done a number of publications on the story. But the president and his vice and the chief of staff, they are not yielding. So now that you see you have citizens coalition fighting corruption together, I'm sure it will be a bigger message to them that, look, the populace are really not happy with this. So perhaps they should have a second thought about it.
Before I ask my next question, there's currently an ongoing issue that we just like to keep people updated on, because we understand there are heavy rains currently. The roads are being flooded. If you're moving on the Kaneshi Pamprom to Bichibi, the interchange, where the interchange is constructed, that whole area is flooded. So it's better you find alternative routes. Those Kaneshi Pamprom to where the construction of the interchange is happening is flooded. So if you can find an alternative route, please do, and not use that. And also Shiashi to airport towards Association, that is a prime place. Shiashi to airport towards Association is also flooded. So drive with caution or use alternative routes. So Laura, back to you. So is it to say that also you are perhaps heeding the president's call to be citizens, not spectators?
Yes, that's it. That is it. Nothing more, nothing less. Because we have to help fight. We can't just sit aloof. No. Yes, we gave him a mandate for 4 years. Yes, but it doesn't mean that in the interim, if anything is going bad, we should keep mute. No, citizens have to point out. We have to yell. We have to make all the noise with all the energy that we can muster, and then hopefully we should get results. Otherwise, look, Master, I've told you through this expose, I've been saying that we sacked John Dramani Mahama and his government because they were corrupt. But these guys are bigger thieves. So now mark my words. So this government, they are bigger thieves.
Right, you are a lawyer. To call somebody a thief, there must be strong basis for that. No court has you are the ones who tell us that no court, unless a court convicts you, you cannot be called a thief. But you are saying they are thieves.
Yes, nobody is not. So there is meaning, there is context. Okay, the context here is that look, I've had a story. We've seen somebody about you, and all these big people say they won't do anything. I'll call them, and you are free to also do so. It's not always about conviction. That's when it comes to the technical meaning. So in language, there's a technical, then there's the everyday usage. A man who is about to, if you see him taking money from the public purse without justification, if you don't do that, what else are we going to say? So that, look, that's one when we say he's not a thief until he's been convicted. That is when you are filling in formal form, filling in a passport. Have you been convicted and all that? That's when you say no. But in everyday language, it's right. I have had my evidence. Okay, many people have joined in. So now they take notice of this. You know, Kpebu, he's always done this work, and he's even close to government. If you see Kpebu publishing a story, before you doubt it, think twice, especially when it's against Akufo-Addo and his appointee. So that's the verdict. Okay, yeah, these boys are bigger thieves, and we need to yell to stop them. They can't do that. Okay? Yeah.
This story that you are talking about, you said it involves who?
The chief executive of the Northern Development Authority. It's called Smaila Abdul Rahman. So this is the context. Before he came into office, his predecessor, who was in office, called Dr. Al-Hassan Suleimana Anamzoya, signed a contract, okay, that they were giving consultancy supervision to some companies. One of them is called A&Q West Limited. The A&Q West Limited was giving contract supervision for 5.7 million. When Anamzoya left office and Smaila Abdul Rahman came, they took the contract, doctored it, and increased the figure from 5.7 million to 10.4 million. The same contract, and they didn't go to PTA for approval. Can you imagine such naked rape of the public purse? That is it.
You said 5.7 million to how much?
10.4.
10.4.
When we finish speaking, if you want to also do a story on it, I'll send everything to you. Crusading Guide, Kpebu newspaper, has done 3 publications on it, and we'll do more. You check my joint line, you'll find it. It's been 1 month. Almost. Okay, that was, we broke this story on the 12th of June, Saturday. That Saturday, I think it was 12th of June. Okay. Yeah, on Newspaper.
No, but you're saying that the man, after assuming office, just picked a contract that was signed at 5.7 and just unilaterally changed the figure, increased it.
Excellent.
To 10.4.
10.4. There are all the documents there. Even when we finish, we did a full program on this again last Friday on Joy FM. I'll send you the video. Watch it to the end. Look, we just caught them. We've caught them naked, stand straight down. Caught them. The agreements are there. You go to controller, it's there. You see, the controller says, thank God that there's a gift make system. So it's not possible to retrace the assets. It's not possible to go and wipe anything from the controller gift make system. It's even turned out that apart from the 10.4 million, somebody even went to increase the figure to 21 million. So now the story is getting bigger. So it's not done. You guys can join in. They are citizens. If we say that this thief, they will plunder us. I mean, come on, what nonsense. Work diligently every day, and then you have this thief just sitting down and thinking about how to just spend figures, just increase double figures. That's nonsense. We can't allow it to continue.
It's interesting listening. It's interesting listening to you this morning because I know, Lawyer Kpebu, you choose your words carefully.
Yes, exactly.
You are careful with your thoughts and the way you put your things across.
Yes, but this one, we've caught them and they are digging in their heels. So it means that we have to fight them tooth and nail. If you don't, that's the only language they understand. Because, look, trust me, if you look at the paper trail, this is something they should have sacked this man long ago. But you see, they are not doing it. You see, now it has affected and it's changing all of them, from the president to the vice, the chief of staff, then to the coordinator at the Jubilee House. That's the lady, Nataga Sulemana. All of them now, they have their fingers bent. Because, let me show you. So, when Anamzoya heard about this matter, he wrote a petition to the president dated 11th January 2022. Till date, as we are talking, Senna, the president hasn't acknowledged receipt. The letter, let's repeat this actually. The letter is addressed to Chief of Staff, Fremont of Opariose, as a main recipient, and it's copied to the president, to the vice, then to this same Tia Napaga, who signed on the contract that they should go and collect the 5 million, which will make it an illegality, and all that. And then to the chief executive himself. So this is the letter Dr. Anamzoya wrote on the 11th of January 2022. So 6 months down the line, they haven't even acknowledged receipt at all. And then apart from writing the letter, he made countless efforts frantically to see them that, hey, look, the current CEO is about to rape the public purse. He's about to rape the public purse. Listen to me and let's stop it. 5 months and counting, they didn't do anything. As of 12th of June, that was when we exposed this story, they hadn't done anything. Today is 4th of July, so they've not even called them to check, to see how they can help. So we have to go to special prosecutor. So it took, as of yesterday, I'm aware special prosecutor is writing to the controller to stop the current payment. Yes, that is the Ghana we have, Senator Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. Such impunity. I mean, so you see why I'm on fire. If we don't, you see, when we continue to be cautious, the politician is not scared of the cautious man. No, it's only the brutish one, the one who can meet him in the gutter. Then he see that, then I need to mend my way. So the fight has to change. We have to put in a bit of energy. We have to talk more forcefully because they don't like the gentle talk. They just say, oh, Ghanaians, they will talk. You've heard that. But that's not it. Please, the game has changed. As long as we've caught this man, caught chief of staff, all of them in this thing, look, somebody will pay that price. Something must be. It's not business as usual.
Like I said, that there were other issues which you spoke to at the press conference. But before I come to those issues, you also talk about the fact that what you intend to do is constitute this bigger coalition into sort of a standing army, just constantly watching governance and ensuring that and insisting on the right things being done. How do you intend to do that?
Yeah, so number one, you see the tools of advocacy and activism. When anything comes up, and also those that are already before government, we will write to them, we will indicate to them, draw their attention. That's number one. If action is taken, all well and good. If no action, we'll continue to have press conferences like this. And then number three, if need be, we'll go on demo, processions, and the rest to drive home the point. Because as I've told you, Senator, look, a lot of them, they are thick-skinned there. So sometimes just gentle speech, cautious speech doesn't move them. They want to see you go down hard. And they will see that, oh, yeah, this guy is a mean business before they retreat. That's how some of these politicians behave.
Then there's also the issue that you're raising. You raised the issue of COVID-19 accounting. I've heard a Japa. I've heard the issue of the declassification of portions of the Achimota forest. Why do those issues interest you? First of all, let's start with COVID-19 accounting.
Yeah, they interest us because, you see, as of now, there is at least anecdotal evidence that the money was just being shared. Some of it, obviously not all of it. But remember that the context is that when the president was in opposition, he made that forceful statement that even one city stolen means that hospitals will not be built, schools will not be built, there will be no equipment in the hospitals, okay, and so on and so forth, and people will die. So we are not saying all the money was stopped. Obviously, that would be preposterous. We're saying that even the little that was stopped, we have to hold people accountable. Because when you don't hold people accountable, impunity will grow. So, Sana, as we talk now, you see a video that made the rounds about a month to 2 months ago. The deputy regional chairperson of the MPP in the north, where she said the COVID money was brought and it was being shared amongst them, and she even rejected a portion. So at least this is somebody coming from the water to tell you that the Denchem, what's happened to Denchem. So we should believe it. At least it's of some value. So when we ask for the investigations and all that, at least the woman can be, even Mrs. Pete, yes, she can be brought and questioned to give more evidence. If it's a lie, to at least it will be exposed so that we'll know that, oh, it's not everything you hear on radio that you should believe. Okay? Yes, so the whole idea in one word is that it's about accountability.
So you want government to account more on the issue of Ejapa you seems completely opposed to. You do not even want to hear Ejapa at all.
Yes, that's correct. Because nobody takes all the royalties and puts in such a fund. No. Nobody does that. There's a major one, the crown jewel. That's the expected receipt from royalties. You put them into a fund. So set up the company and then people take shares and all that, float the shares. No. Look, if we manage our annual receipts of the royalties well, we can do a lot with it. We don't need to go and float any ejata.
Then the Chimota declassification. What are you asking for? You're asking for an executive instrument that was passed. What should happen to it?
Yeah, be revoked so that we will return to the status quo ante. That is, it should still remain a forest. Yes, so in its current state, it should just remain as it is. We shouldn't give out the portions that we intended to give the Owu family. And don't forget, there's even evidence that the Owu family of the 1940s is not the same today. Right now, it's even difficult to trace who is the Owu family. And that, what do you call it? What we are returning, it's worth over $200 million. So now let's get this. The value of the land we are returning is worth over $200 million. So ask yourself, which government will give such land to citizens? It's likely people will turn around or even have already turned around and have taken all those lands. You see, a government in this very difficult times, a government will hand over about $200 million to citizens. No, it tells you that there are people lined up to benefit who are not of the old family. Yes, that much I can tell you. You see the expose by Simmons did on it. Yes, so now these are very difficult times. We need to stand up and fight. Otherwise, look, these guys will plunder us till there's nothing left.
So henceforth, we'll be hearing you speak a lot more on these issues and in the language you just used.
Yes, until they stop. Because look, listen, I voted out Mahama because I thought Akufo-Addo was a saint. Yeah, even though not technically as a saint, but I expected that he would do a lot more better than Mahama in fighting corruption. But I've had my fingers bent. So the solution is that we need to hold him to account. Hold his feet to the fire. All the noise he made. So now do you even see how interested it is? On the day he was swearing, I hadn't taken notice. You see how Ghanaians are observant. It turned out that when he got to the corruption and those sides, he was choking on the words. So people are saying it even means that he didn't intend to fight anything. He just came close to talk. If you listen, you can listen to the tape or watch it. You hear when it gets to, if you want to make money, go to the private sector, blah, blah, my government will not be a place for it. He was choking on the words. It's a shame. Yeah, so look, citizens are the same way he held previous administrations to account. So we are also doing the same. It's good. Citizens have to get up and fight.
Because there are several people who have accused a lot of people who were active during the Mahama era of going silent immediately in the Akufo-Addo coming. So it's interesting to hear you speak in this manner. I hear a lot of regret in your voice, disappointment.
I'm extremely disappointed. The way I was excited Akufo-Addo was coming, you see, as a private legal practitioner, I can tell you, Senna, look, this work, we do quite a lot of pro bono. I can tell you, look, there's one case, you get nothing. Another case, you get 100 Ghana. The same kind of case, somebody can give you 100,000. You see. So I thought that I was projecting my thoughts onto Akufo-Addo, thinking that because he was a private practitioner, he knows that, oh, no, it's not every case you make money from. So that means that he'll fight corruption well and the rest. I've been sorely mistaken. No. Have you seen how much the finance minister has made from the bonds and the borrowings we've made? He's made 160 million Ghana, Senna. 160 million. He was asked in Parliament, how much did Data Bank make from the bonds we've been floating? You see, when Honorable Adongo first raised this matter, people were not interested. But now you see, 160 million, Senna, you calculate. I didn't say 160,000, 160 million. You see? So what I would have expected, and to be fair to him, people defending him said that even during Mahama's time, he used to participate in this bond. But was that how much he was making? So, Senna, to be practical, if he wants to participate, there are rules against this thing. So, because he's finance minister, at least out of this 160, if let's say he had taken 60 million and then donated 100 million back to the government, I would have applauded him. So we know that, okay, this is a man who did this job. By the rules, instead of 3% or 1.5% that he should get, which amounts to 160 million, he has taken 60. And then he's donated 100 million back to the public sector. That's the pro bono. Senna, I sit here, look, we go to court, murder cases, all different cases. We are compelled by the rules. If a judge tells you, hey, Kpebu, this case, do it for free. You do it for free. Murder case, okay? Somebody is killed and the rest. You do it. And then we also, as lawyers, you ask lawyers, that's where the pain is. We work every day. We are taking people, helping people, giving justice. Then you come, yes, your company has the expertise. You don't know how to give a rebate. And so I'm calling on finance minister that 160 million is made. If he wants us to be friends, he should donate 100 million back to the public sector and keep 60. Yes, then that means, yes, he came to serve, not to make money. Because if Mahama were in office, he wouldn't have made one. Nobody would have given a bigger chance to him. They would have divided it, and so many people would have had a share in the pie. But here's the case: because he's finance minister, he has the biggest share of the pie. So he should return 100 million to the public church and keep 60. 60 million is no small money.
But Akufo-Addo did not participate in the floating of these bonds. It is Data Bank which he does not manage.
But it's his company. The profit goes to him. When the company makes money, it goes to him. When the company makes money, it goes to him. He's a shareholder. He hasn't given up those ones. Those are his shares.
But this is a company that is also working to pay salaries, to pay overheads, taxes, among others. You're asking the company to return money that has been paid them for work done?
Oh, yes. You ask them how much profit they declared, and you see millions of dollars. So they can return. They can return a lot, even if it's not 100. So now, if they open their book, trust me, you see that, they can return a huge chunk. A huge chunk.
I also realized, because before I let you go, the current discussion centers around what we are heading towards IMF. In fact, we understand there's a team expected in the country today from the IMF. You use the word mismanagement, that they have mismanaged us to the IMF. Is that your stance? You believe that is due to the mismanagement of the economy by the government?
Yes, that's what it is. Listen, mismanagement takes different forms. We've already talked about corruption and all that. So the biggest part of it is that because of the way they've not managed all these things and other political economy matters well, investors have lost confidence in the system, in our economy. So they are going there to help restore policy credibility. Investors have lost confidence. So it tells you that there are indications that more people were going to pull their funds out. So the city is going to fall more than the rest. Because of the cheap politicking they did with the NDC government going to the IMF when Mama was in office, they didn't come to this decision lightly. It's because it was clear that, look, the boat is sinking and sinking. So if they don't take this decision, we'll all die. We'll just sink. So, I don't take it lightly. But you say, about mere day of reckoning, you see all the cheap talks, all the things they did. You see how Kama is on steroids. It's good within how many years it has come to hit him in the face. I'm sure next time he'll be slow in.
Kama is on steroid following Baumia.
All of them. It's not the only one. All of them. You see it has come to hit them. So the point is that when they say the mismanagement, it's not always as if all the external reserves have been totally dwindled, so there's nothing, like the Sri Lankan case. No. This one, where we rich, investors have lost confidence, so you see that the city is not recovering, and there are other things. So it became clear that if they don't go, they've been taking in their heels since January, but it's becoming clear that it will get worse. That's why they had to go. So when we say mismanagement, it's not only that everything is totally gone, that we are literally queuing up for fuel which is non-existent and the rest. No, you don't have to hit there. We are almost there. So you don't have to wait for it to actually hit before. But it's very clear to them that if they don't go, we will actually hit it. Just like it's always been clear from January that they should go, they won't go. But now it's clear to them that we are almost at the precipice of the abyss. So the listener will fall inside the deep hole.
Well, thank you very much for speaking to us this morning.
You're welcome.
Lawyer, my very good friend, Lawyer Kpebu, joining us. Lawyer Martin Kpebu, who is a private legal practitioner, joining us. He's one of several individuals that have come together into what he calls a civil society citizen standing army against bad governance.